Mr. Spotty is Mr. Cool. When I want to get a tool out or put a tool back and I have to open the front, he just kind of lets me lay the front down there on top of him while I do my thing in the toolbox here. You're my Mr. Cool Kitty, huh, Spotty boy? Yeah. And Gingy's doing his thing over there. We won't talk about that. Well, hello and good evening, friends, foes, ladies and gentlemen, friends and enemies. I've got a little story for you tonight, so I got some slack time here. You'll notice I'm wearing this nice flannel shirt here. You know, I've I thought it was kind of silly to see people, especially women, um, wearing pajamas in Walmart. You know, I think that's really kind of stupid, but I got caught in it myself. One day recently here, I wanted to get some flannel shirts because it's cool. It's winter time's coming on here. So I went to a thrift store. You know, I'm a great thrift store person. And I saw a rack with a lot of flannel shirts on it. So I just, picked them off the rack. And yeah, I found one that was, really soft, nice, this green flannel here. And so I got that with all the others. And um, I've worn it for a long time, several weeks. I know I've been into Walmart with it, but one day, and I never really thought about, it doesn't have cuff buttons on it. It's a nice green flannel shirt, though. I like this. It's very soft and everything, and it has a pocket over here, really nice. So, and I noticed it had really large buttons too. So, I thought, well, big buttons. That's fine. It's a nice heavy duty shirt. And then just the other day here, as I was kind of chilly and I wanted to button up the top button on the flannel shirt. I'll wear it to bed. And I discovered it didn't have a top button. So, well, why don't this thing have a top button? And then it dawned on me. The thing is actually a pajama top. And I've been wearing this pajama top in the Walmart myself. So I guess I'm one of those nutty people that wears pajamas to Walmart. Oh boy, that's crazy. So I don't know. I think maybe I got COVID brain or something. The hair is falling out. I guess when the hair doesn't hit anything, it falls out when the roots don't. But speaking of COVID, I think I had COVID a couple of years ago, just for one evening. I was out with some friends and I started feeling a little off color, and but I didn't think much of it. I thought, well, I got some kind of disease coming on. If I take a gram of vitamin C every day, I'm usually pretty well virus proof, especially in the winter time is when it's important. And so, this one night, I didn't feel quite right, so I went to bed early. And I woke up in the middle of the night just sweating like a pig, the burning fever, sweating like crazy. But for some reason, my sinuses and my throat was okay. So I thought, all right, well, I got a fever. I'm got a cold. Okay, so well, but my throat and sinuses are okay. So I just go back to sleep. So I did. And then I woke up again in the middle of the night and the sweating had stopped, but I was just burning and radiating heat like a baked potato, I tell you. But my throat and sinuses were okay, so I thought, all right, well, go back to sleep. So I went back to sleep and woke up in the morning, no fever, no sweating, throat and sinuses okay. So I thought, well, okay, great. That was kind of weird. It was all over in one night, 8 hours. But so I got up to look out the window and whoo boy, I got so dizzy and weak and I just kind of fell back on the bed and I thought, wow, man, I guess my that fever was just revving up my mitochondria so high it was just burned up all of my ATP, my adenosine triphosphate. It's what the cells use for fuel for the mitochondria to to run our cells in the body. And I was just so weak and dizzy. I just couldn't hardly get around. And it took me a couple of weeks to recover from that. Well, I think the only lasting effect is that it messed up my nose, which is unfortunate because I have a big one. But anyway, I can't seem to tell the difference between the smell of the cat box, which is right here, just a couple of feet away, and the cat poop and my own poop. I just can't seem to tell the difference. Well, I mean, worse things could happen. But so anyway, I got COVID nose and probably COVID brain, but then I've always been a little off. Maybe I'm just more off. I don't care. Anyway, it doesn't matter anymore now. And so since I knew I was going to be coming into cold weather, I got a brand new little electric blanket from Walmart, one of those made in Japan, or no, not made in Japan. Everything's made in China nowadays, isn't it? Not Japan anymore. Everything's made in China. Made in China electric blanket. And well, the silly thing worked for about 3 nights and it fritzed. It wouldn't light up anymore at all. So, well, what do you want for 20 bucks anyway? So, anyhow, the electric blanket controller is dead. So I thought, well, I'll just take the thing apart and see if there's anything I can do to fuss with the interior of it and get it working again. I'm no electrician, though. But the screws are different. You know how a Phillips screwdriver is. You know how it has a crosshair on pattern, 4 points. Well, these silly things only have 3 points, a 3-pointed Phillips screw. So, of course, there's no tool to fiddle with that with. I tried to drill one out, see if it would drill out. I figured, well, it's cheap metal, so I could just drill it out. But I guess my drill's real dull. All I did was turn it into a rivet. So I'll never get it out. But now, 20 bucks, big deal. You get what you pay for. So, well, I still need electric blanket. So I thought, well, I don't have toward the end of the month. I'm pretty broke, you know how that is. And so I thought, well, I'll go. I only had 20 bucks left, and I was running out of gas too, running pretty low on gas. But I really got cold last night, so I'm hooked up to my friend's electric here, but I still need the electric blanket. And so I thought, well, I'll just go to a thrift store. Well, once a long time ago, I got another electric blanket controller from a thrift store, and it worked great, so I'll do that again. So, okay, so I found out from my host here where the nearest thrift store is. It's about 15 miles away. So I thought, okay, well, I got 20 bucks. I can drive 15 miles to the thrift store and I'll get another electric blanket and have, for $5 or something. And I can get some more gas too, so I can make it through the weekend till my retirement check hits on my card again. So anyway, so I went to the thrift store in the town near Hot Springs, Arkansas here, and I found it. And I went in there and I dug around in their stuff, and it was very clean, very organized, very nice. Everything was in plastic bags, and I found an electric blanket. uh, but they wanted $20 for it, and that's all I had. But it was a very big and nice and white electric blanket right here, and my sleeping space is so narrow I could fold it over me 3 times, but so it's kind of overkill. But it was certainly checked out, I'm sure. So I thought, well, $20 is all I've got, so maybe I can. I've got lots of food stamps though. Maybe I'll offer the counter girl to buy her a sandwich or something instead of paying tax for it. Well, as it turned out, I talked to the counter gal and I said, I got the 20 bucks to buy the thing with, but I can't pay taxes on it, unless the tax is only 40 cents. And, I thought, well, I'll buy you a sandwich then for paying the tax. I can do that. Now she said, no, this is a nonprofit corporation, Habitat for Humanity. So no tax. Okay, great, super. I'm all set. So then I got the blanket, and here it is right here. This looks like it's a pretty good one. I'm guaranteed to be already tested out by Beauty Rest. Yeah, right. Well, I need rest, and if it makes me more beautiful, well, great. Anyhow, probably nothing will help my looks. Anyhow, the so I got out to the truck and I got ready to go get some more gas at the gas station, and I thought, oh wow, I just spent all of my gas money on the electric blanket. So then I had to sit there and figure, what are my chances that I can get all the way home with whatever gas I might have left? Well, when my gas tank hits the E, it's still got a lot of gas in it, about 4 gallons. And I get about 15 miles to the gallon, maybe a little more. So I figure, 15, 30, 45, 60 miles at the most. And so then I thought, well, let's see. I was over in Glenwood, and I bought $15 worth of gas in Glenwood, and it got my gauge up off the peg, and but it hit the peg again real soon. So I thought, well, and Glenwood's 10 miles away, so it's 10 miles from Glenwood to my host place, 10 miles back to I went to visit a friend, and then 10 miles back to home base again. That's 30 miles. And then I just drove 15 miles into Hot Springs. So that's the 10, 20, 30, 45. And I don't know if it was 10 miles or not. Might have been a little more, a little less, 45. So I'm pushing my 50-mile mark. And, um, and I got 15 miles to go back home. That would be 10, 20, 30, 45, 55, maybe 60 miles. I mean, this is pretty close. Well, I tell you what, I came back and I remembered a shortcut that my host took when he took me to Hot Springs and back one time. And it went up and down and up and down. That's the way a lot of Arkansas roads are. They're up and down, up and down. Beautiful countryside with cows and trees and fields and little ponds, mosquito ponds. And but I could get off of the main road and go 20 miles an hour and coast downhill and go real slow uphill in third gear, which I would have to do anyway because just a little mouse motor won't go that fast. But by the grace of God, I finally got back to my host's place. I swear this thing is just running on fumes now. And I probably have to con my host into buying me a gallon of gas so I can get back to the nearest gas station, which is about 10 miles away. I possibly wouldn't make it. But anyway, just praise God I got home when I did. I was really sweating it for a while because the gas gauge thing is so in. Um, uh, well, I worry about that run a lot, running out of gas. But and it has this big margin after I hit the E, and I always push it to the limit for some reason. I don't know. I end up worrying about stuff like that. So anyway, that's my story. Just praise God for His mercies to idiots like me who wear pajamas in Walmart and then run out of gas, blow my gas money on a blanket, so I couldn't get home. But I did get home, so praise God for that. Well, that's your bedtime story for tonight, folks. So sleep well, sweet dreams, and God bless. There we